Hey, everybody, welcome back. Day 3 at this Chill and Make Memories challenge we're having for this holiday season. So good to be back with you all. So glad to see you all. I love all of your interaction. I am loving your comments and those who watch the replay. I would love to see you drop below #replay. Love to see you guys do that. I don't think you guys know this, but anywhere from like 60 to 80% of people watch the replay just because you never know. There's no perfect time. There's never a perfect time to do a live video. So there's always going to be people that are catching the replay. I got our little tree up tonight. This is actually a tree that I used to have in my college dorm, and now my 9-year-old keeps it in his bedroom at Christmas time. And it's got some little bitty bulbs on it, and it's all red lights. So tonight, we have something special for you all. If you guys have missed the first 2 sessions, don't worry about it. The replays are still live. Whether you are tuning in from YouTube, LinkedIn, or our Facebook group, Clarity Mastermind, the replays are going to stay up until November 18th. So not tomorrow, Friday, but the Friday after. So that gives you plenty of time to watch these 3 videos. You can handle 3 videos in the next 7, 8 days. You're going to be fine. All right. So, but if you miss those 2 replays or those 2 videos, you can go back and watch them. You can also go check them out. So Clarity Mastermind, we're going to take them down on the 18th as well. So get your booty in gear and go watch them on whatever venue, whatever mode of entertainment you're watching them through here right now. Okay. So if you missed it, though, the first session we had was holiday vision setting. The second session we had was make a plan. So we started working on a plan. Tonight is session 3, and we're going to start with a few more ideas on how to have holiday season with ease. We're going to go over a few more ideas, and then we're going to talk about implementation. So that's kind of the secret that I have for you all tonight. So yes, you have a 3rd page of notes, but then you also have this lovely page of notes on the back page. And we're going to talk about that in a minute because we're going to use that page. Normally it's space for you all to do notes whenever we have a bonus session. Well, guess what? The bonus part is tonight. You're going to build your implementation plan. Surprise. All right, so let's get going really quick. This session is called Ease is the Word. And if you're a kid of the 80s or 90s, even there's so many millennials right now that know exactly where that may sound like. Have you ever seen the movie Grease? Grease is the word. Anyways, ease is the word. That's what I thought of whenever I first started writing this out. It just kind of came to me, and so I'm like, ease is the word. That's what we're going to say it is for session 3. But yes, it's kind of a play on Grease. But I want to plan for a holiday season of ease. I told you guys that. That's what we need to do. So that's what I really want for you all. I don't want it to be stressful. I don't want it to be overwhelming. I don't want you to dread the people you're going to see because you have some annoying Uncle Frank or something that drives you crazy every time you see them. I don't want that for you. I want you to have a way to enjoy the holidays despite your uncle whoever. Okay. So in this case, we're going to talk about some more ways to simplify. We've already talked about a few. We're going to talk about some ideas for outsourcing and delegating. Y'all know I'm the queen of delegating. I told you yesterday I'm the clarity queen, but I'm also the queen of delegating. I love, love, love delegating. I will be honest, I'm not as successful at home as I am at work. At work, I am the freaking boss at delegating. But I have some ideas for you guys on that. And then the bottom part, or the 3rd section we have here is tips for setting healthy boundaries. And again, that's for a lot of things, whether it's maintaining your budget and not feeling guilty about it, or if it's, spending time with people that sometimes can provoke you, or some people say trigger you, then maybe we have a few good tips for you there. And then, like I said, the last little tip we have here, the last little portion, we're going to be doing your implementation plan. Okay. I don't want you to walk away from this challenge and not do something. It's great to learn new things and hear new things. But if you don't go implement it, this time has been wasted. All right. So if you've ever heard people say knowledge is power, that's bullcrap, because if you don't implement the knowledge, actually take action on the knowledge you have is wasted. All right. There's a little kick in your pants for you. Okay. So let's dive right in. So, a few tips for simplifying. We already talked about a few things like only do the important things in with your family or whoever you're spending the holidays with. Maybe that's hot chocolate and ice skating. We talked about Mad Gab and Midnight Mass. Those are two of my favorite things. But focus about only doing the important things. Don't accept everything. It's okay to say no to a few things, and that's okay as well. All right. So that's one thing you can think about. Or honestly, y'all, I went to A&M, Texas A&M. If you're not from Texas, we're called Aggies. Aggies are known for traditions, but I'm going to give you guys a pass. It's okay to let go of traditions that don't serve you. My great grandmother used to make this one dessert that it was like pistachio pudding. It had whipped cream in it and like grapes and nuts and all kinds of things. It was kind of weird, but like everybody ate a little bit because Granny always made it. And then one time we just kind of stopped making it. And I don't think anybody really loves it. And my mom makes a whole bunch of it sometimes, but not many people even really like it. So I think she still makes a little bit of it just because it's nostalgic. So good on her. But like, it's probably not something I'm going to take forward with my kids. You know what I mean? It's okay to let go of traditions that don't serve you anymore. And that's coming from an Aggie. So I hope they don't take away my Aggie card. We talked about, you can limit desserts to simplify. You can do paper plates and solo cups so you can throw everything away and don't worry about dishes. We talked about all of that in the past couple of days. But other thing I really want you to plan on is plan for resting. We talked about nap time and things like that you can do that for the holiday season, but plan on it. Don't book 18-hour days back to back. I know everybody has a ton of family, but you don't have to book yourself crazy where you have a breakfast plan with somebody, and then you have lunch plan, and then you have dinner plan, and then something again the next morning. Just don't do that to yourself. Again, you don't have to say yes to everything. It's okay. And we're going to talk here in a couple sections later about how you may respond to some of those requests. Okay. That if the holidays are your time for vacation, your vacation is time for you to refill you. It's supposed to be a time for restoration of yourself, not wearing yourself down, not doing what everybody else wants you to do. It is a time for your refill as well. And you have to remember that. You have to. So take that in. Again, Angela gives you permission. It's time for you to refill during your vacation. So don't book yourself up crazy that you're just exhausted. You need a vacation from your vacation. How many times have we done that, right? Amen, sister. Okay, the last thing I have for you here on tips for simplifying is plan for reuse. This is one thing we haven't talked about yet, and I really love this concept. So, a lot of people use leftovers for other meals. So think about that and then plan for it. So if you're going to fry turkeys, we talked about this, right? I don't remember if it was day 1 or day 2. Whenever you plan on making a turkey or multiple turkeys, plan for extras so you have additional leftovers to make whatever you want to make. I told you we got to the point where 2 turkeys wasn't enough for a family. It all fed us for that one meal, but then there wasn't any leftovers. And all of us were kind of sad the next day that we couldn't make turkey sandwiches or, turkey soup or whatever. We didn't have that left. And so now we plan on it. So then you make a whole bunch of things at once and it lasts you 3 or 4 days. I love leftovers. Not everybody does, but when you can reuse something, some people will make like turkey enchiladas after that. I'm trying to remember what else we have in our family. Like turkey mac and cheese, you name it. But one meal can turn into 3 or 4 things, and plan on it and embrace the ease of knowing that you've already made the hardest part of it, and then you can reuse it, repurpose it as you move on. Another thing that we have been doing the last couple of years, we've realized that all of that peanut oil that's so expensive these days, you can, you use it for frying the turkeys. You can also put the lid on it and then use it again the next day, and you can fry French fries in that seasoned oil with all that Cajun seasoning. And we've even done hot wings in it. So we will marinate like those party wings, big bags that you can get at Costco, and marinate them and then throw them in that same seasoned oil, some fries, whatever. I know it's kind of a greasy meal, but it's something easy too. Reuse the oil with inexpensive chicken. Even you can use tater tots from a bag. We actually take like Yukon Gold, like half a bag of Yukon Gold potatoes, and then just chop them up, throw them in the fryer. Again, the oil's already seasoned. It's fantastic and easy. It's amazing. And it doesn't have any of the preservatives or anti-caking things that are in the packaged tater tots or fries either. So something to think about. Those are ways you can reuse and, again, embrace the ease. So the second portion we have here is about ideas for outsourcing and delegating the work. So the first, one thing we already talked about is how you kind of pass out the duties, right? Assign people things to work on. And like I said yesterday, be ready for those assignments. Be ready for it. So when people start asking you, hey, how can I help? What can I bring? Think about what you're going to do. And maybe it's tell somebody that, I would love it if you would just bring macaroni and cheese. I don't care if you make it out of a box. I don't care if you buy it at Costco or Sam's or whatever. Just bring it, right? So it's nice to be able to give away some of those things, or tell somebody, you know what, if you would just hang out once everybody left and help me like wipe the counters down, that's what you can bring for the holidays. Doesn't cost them anything except a little bit of time. Those are things you should be ready for to give to people, just to ask them, hey, can you help with the, they said they want to help. Hey, well, these are some things I would love for your help on. Even like I said, even just like a bag of ice or something, or let the teens take out the trash, whatever. Be ready for those assignments. We talked about splitting the monetary burden already. One person can bring meat, another person can bring sides or a couple sides. Everybody can bring a sweet or something, or, whatever their favorite drink is. But another great thing to do whenever you're outsourcing some work is, you want to capture some of the moments. Designate somebody as the camera person. You know what? Will you just take pictures this time? That's a great assignment you can give somebody, especially somebody that just has like a brand new iPhone or something, or has like a really great camera and takes great pictures. One of my uncles takes really great pictures. He's got like this amazing SLR that he takes whenever we go to the mountains, and it's fantastic. But my husband actually is really good at capturing pictures too, whenever we're on vacations and stuff. And he has a great phone that takes great pictures too. So that's another thing you can outsource to folks to make sure that you get the experience you want and capture the moments that you're there to enjoy. Honey, can you please stop doing that? Sorry. I'm on a video, and every time you bump the table, my screen shakes because the camera's right here. Okay.
Sorry, it's just Ellie's new thing.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're almost done. You just bumped it again. Okay. Can you just take her somewhere else? Our puppy just went to the vet, so she's going to be okay. All right. So where was I at? All right. So assign like a photographer. That, again, is something that is basically free. One of my grandmothers too, she's like the picture queen. Love her. And then like she'll even print out pictures before she leaves and put them in those little books for everybody. It's like the sweetest thing. And it's something she does, and it's kind of the gift she gives us every time she comes to visit. It's not always just Christmas either. It could be like, I don't know, 4th of July or something. And it's such a gift that she does that. I remember being young and annoyed every time she's like, all right, everybody get together. Let's take a picture. And I'm just like, Grandma die every time. And now looking back, I'm so glad that she did. I'm so glad that she forced us to take pictures, right? I'm so glad. Sorry, I haven't even been paying attention to the comments. Hey, girl. Hey, thanks for joining. All right. So getting back to outsourcing and delegating. We talked about having someone take the trash out. You could have someone that monitors the trash to get it, keep it cleaned out. A couple of things that most people don't realize is if you don't want anybody in your family to feel like they have to work that day, you can actually hire servers. We lived in West Fort Worth for a while, and if y'all don't know where that's at, it's Northeast Texas. sorry, it's like North Texas kind of area. But there's a town near us that had a company called Aledo Angels. That was the town that they lived in, Aledo Angels, and they would come serve at your party. Please stop bumping the table. I need you to go somewhere else for just a few more minutes. Thank you. Yeah, you just bumped it one more time. I know you don't realize it, but it does shake the whole table, including my camera. Thank you. So you can hire servers. You can hire a bartender. Like I said, Aledo Angels. I had a boss that had a Halloween party every year, and he hired the Angels every time. And it was fantastic. They kind of walked around, asked you if you needed another drink. Are you done with your plate? And they would throw it away. It was amazing. I have no idea what he paid for it, but it was fantastic. It really was. And that was kind of their deal. We're like, he and his wife just wanted to enjoy the party and enjoyed spending time with people. Because it wasn't just like our coworkers that he would invite. He would invite family and stuff too. So like, you'd meet his grown kids and aunts and uncles or whatever. So anywho, it's something you can consider. Just check it out. You may have something near you. Go do like contracted servers or bartenders. People do it. To be a bartender and serve alcohol in Texas, you just have to have a TABC license. Texas Alcohol, I forget what the BC alcohol bartender, I forget. Anyways, basically you have to take this inexpensive class to get your license to do it. And you too can be a bartender at a party. So that's something to consider. Another thing you can do to outsource or delegate work, especially at Christmas time, is you can pay a teenager to wrap presents. Whenever I was in high school, my high school boyfriend, his mom would ask me to help her wrap presents because she had lots of nephews and nieces and she buys them tons of things. She was very thoughtful as well and got them stuff that was, thoughtful for them and made things special for them. She was like the sweetest person. But she asked me every year if I would go help her wrap presents. And I would just sit in her living room, ask her what she wanted me to wrap. She taught me how to make a bow out of ribbon. She was just the sweetest thing, taught me so much about wrapping, honestly. And she didn't pay me. I just hung out with her because she's like the nicest lady, right? But you could pay one of your teenagers to help you wrap presents, especially since it's not theirs, obviously. My husband and I sit down and do it together. So whenever I talked about splitting duties for food and everything, you can split gift duties as well. In the past, I don't know, at least 6 years or so, maybe 8 or 10. Our youngest is 9. My husband's a big kid, and so he knows what our kids like. He's done most of the Christmas shopping. And then he and I sit down and we bust out the wrapping together. We do it all together. In fact, we bring the wrapping paper and all of the gifts, and we just sit in our room and lock the door. We may turn on a movie, drink some wine or a beer or something and just hang out together. We may even turn on, Christmas jazz or something, and we wrap together. So it's not just one person doing all the wrapping. But, as your kids get older, you can have them help do the wrapping as well. But, even with all of the things that happen, and, maybe you ask somebody to bring something and they forget, just roll with it. It's okay. A lot of you having holiday season with ease is how you react to how things go. Only you can control how you react. You can't control how everyone else acts. You can only control your response. So if someone forgets the gravy, don't worry about it. Just go get some. Or ask somebody else to go get some. It's going to be okay. Just roll with it. Okay, this brings us to our last section about, setting healthy boundaries. We've talked about this from the beginning on why this part is important. And I would start with, if you are hosting something, or even if you're not and you're planning on being at someone's, event or dinner, set a time for when the meal is. Now, in my family, we joke about how this train never leaves on time. If we plan on brunch at 2, it might start at 3, just because that's how a lot of people in my family are. That's just how they are. Okay. That's just how they are. I'm not naming names. Just saying that's how we are. We'll take some responsibility as well. That's how we are. But set a time and try to keep to it. But realize that people need flexibility. We're all over the Metroplex here in Dallas Fort Worth area. So anywhere from like 45 minutes that way to over an hour that way. So we're all over the place. And then my brother and sister-in-law live in Austin. So they're even further away. So they're 3 to 4 hours away even. So depending on the event, people are coming from all over the place, and it's okay to give grace. It's okay to give grace. It's also okay to ask them, hey, if you're going to be like 5 hours late, we're going to start dinner without you. We have kids screaming, okay? We have kids that need to eat. But you should try and set times and then keep with them. But when things happen, things happen. Again, you can control how you respond. Look, if you have a lot of people in your family and you feel like that you tend to get told when things are and it doesn't work for you because you already had something planned, it's okay to say that's not going to work for us. You can say sorry if you want. I feel like a lot of people overuse the word sorry, but it's not going to work for us. But if you tell people that, you know what, that's just not going to work for us, this is when you need to respond with what does. Because just poo-pooing on someone else's, recommended time or mandated time, however they look at it or however you look at it, come back with a solution, right? That's especially my work life. I live and die by that. I don't appreciate when people just say, no, that sucks. No, that sucks. Okay, well, what would you do then? What do you recommend? That's normally what I ask people. So in this same vein, if someone just says, oh, well, we're having dinner at 4 and you already had something booked at 4, I don't know, maybe you're getting your hair done for the event because you thought it was later that night or whatever. You've booked a concert at your church. I don't know what you've got going on, but you could say, look, that's not going to work for me, or that's not going to work for us, but I can meet you at 3 or 7. I didn't realize that that's whenever you were planning to have your event. So think about that phrase, that's not going to work for us. It's okay to say that. And then I know this may hit home for a few of you, but I really encourage you to spend time where you feel valued. If you're going somewhere and you're dreading it because you feel like every time you leave that place, you don't feel good about yourself, consider how much time you're going to spend there. And I'm not saying don't go at all. I'm just saying consider how much time you're going to spend there. And maybe you're going to go for a couple hours and then leave. That's okay. If you don't feel like you feel valued there, if you feel like trash every time you leave, it's not healthy. That's not healthy for you. And again, holidays are a place for you to refill, not to get burned down, not to get beaten down. That is not what your vacation, not what your holiday season is for. So I really encourage you to think about that. Spend time where you feel valued. I'm at a place in my life where I've said this probably half a dozen times in the last month or so because I keep having this conversation. I'm just at a place in my life where I'm not going to spend time with people who make me feel bad about myself every time I see them. Every time I see them. Whether they say something condescending or point something out because they're insecure and they're measuring themselves up against me. I don't have time for that in my life anymore. And life is too freaking short, friends. Yes, exactly. It is too freaking short. So remember that whenever you're making your plans, okay? Spend time where you feel valued and loved. That's what's healthy for you. We talked about setting a budget, right? And so think about setting a budget for gifts. Maybe set a budget for number of cookies you're going to eat. Set a budget for how many hours you're going to hang out with Uncle Frank, Uncle whoever, right? Set a budget for people you're going to be around that you want to do it out of duty, but you're not going to spend a lot of time there. Sorry, that looked like a mosquito. It's very possible it's over in the 70s already outside. Still, it's humid. Okay, so think about setting a budget for all of those things. All right, again, including people that you feel might be toxic. something to consider. All right, last thing I have for you here is I want to remind you that your priorities are important too. It's okay to decline. Respectfully decline, as my friends say in England. I respectfully decline. Y'all, we get, like I told you guys yesterday, I get 4 weeks of paid time off a year. And I spend some of it with family, like my larger family, because I love spending time with them. But a lot of times I really just want it to be me and my guys because I only get so much time of that. And that time is precious and it's fleeting. So that's my priority. Okay, so like I said, we are not leaving this challenge without implementing. So I want you to flip over your workbook to the notes page, and I want you to start writing down. This is your homework immediately. I want you to write down what are the top 5 things you are going to implement. And maybe it's actually writing out a real budget for this holiday season. Whether it's for meals, for presents, all of the above, what is your budget? What is your time budget? What's your calendar going to look like? What time are you going to block off so you have time to rest and rejuvenate? What kind of budget are you going to do? What kind of meal plan do you think you're going to put down? These are just ideas. I wanted to know what your top 5 are. You guys have been going through this. This is our 3rd day. You've been hanging in there. You're doing great. So what are the top 5 things you're going to implement? Maybe one of the things is outsourcing more. Maybe you're going to share some of the work. Do some wrapping together. Maybe call your nieces and nephews over and, bargain with them to give them hot chocolate if they help you wrap a few presents. Or if they're old enough, I don't know, Topo Chico and tequila. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not encouraging alcohol. I'm just saying, make cookies together and then wrap stuff together. Have them help you wrap things. It's okay to outsource things. What else are you going to implement? What kind of limits are you going to set with toxic people? I know this is one of the things that everybody struggles with at the holidays. The holidays are not all unicorns and rainbows. They're just not. A lot of people struggle with the holidays too because they've lost people, and that is really hard for them. Maybe you need to set time in your schedule to sit with that. Put that in your time budget. I want to sit with this, and I want to think about it, and I want to feel it for a while. And then I'm going to move on to these other things, and I'm going to have the best holiday season. It's okay to do that. Again, I give you permission. I have a really good friend that lost her dad right before Thanksgiving, and the holidays are so hard for her. It's okay to sit with it a little bit every year. It's okay. I have a cousin who lost a child, and I'm sure the holidays are so heavy for her, and she carries joy and grief at the same time, and that's okay. All right? So write down those 5 things. And you don't have to finish it up right now, but when you get to it, you may write down 50 things, and that's okay. But get down to the top 5. I want to know what your top 5 are. In fact, I want you to drop it below on this video. I want to hear what they are. I asked you guys the last 2 days, what are your key takeaways? I want to hear what your top 5 things are that you're going to implement. What are you going to implement? What action are you going to take? And then I want you to go do it. Writing it down is half the battle. Then where are you going to put it? You can put it on a sticky note. I love these sticky notes. They're bigger. And you can go put it on your mirror. You can put it on your monitor for your computer. Write it down. You got time to think about it, but write it down and then actually do it. Put these things into place. And again, it's just a plan. It doesn't have to be perfect, but go put it into place. Okay? So I want to hear what they are. That's right. I want to hear what they are. Drop them below. I want to see that. I want to start seeing them. Okay. I want to start seeing them. All right. So I have a couple last things for you all. I've been getting a few questions, and so I always feel like it's better to just drop it here on the videos. I've had a few people ask me about when I'm reopening my coaching programs. So right now, I'm still accepting one-on-one clients. I have space for two more. So I have time for two more coaching, one-on-one coaching students. So y'all know I travel quite a bit with this current job. So that's really all I have time for in my current life in addition to spending time with my kids and all of those things. Okay. So I have two more slots for one-on-one clients. Y'all, I love one-on-one. It really is my favorite. I've been doing one-on-one mentoring at work for years and years and years. And I love it. And that's why I decided to be a life coach, just because I love it. And then I love the programs that I've built and the experience I have that I'm always helping people. And it's one of my favorite things by telling people things that I've learned in my career, in my life. I get a lot of working moms call me usually. You know, they have their third kid and two of them are diapers still, and they're debating whether or not they can even accept a management role because they don't think they can handle it all. And we talk through it. And that's why I think I love one-on-one so much. It's so intimate. I have another one-on-one client right now that I'm just loving spending time with. But I love it because I believe in it and I know it works, because the things that I help people with are things that have helped me. And it's how I've gotten to where I am now. So I know it works for other people because I've seen the results in other people and I've seen the results in me. That's why I love it so much. From a perspective of our 6-month container, Freedom Builders Elite 2.0, we're not going to reopen that until the next year. So 2023 is whenever we will reopen that. I think I told you guys that last month and the month before. We're probably just going to wait, just because we're getting to a point in the program where it's really time to just kind of hang on and then bring a new group in after that. All right. So that's the plan right there. I will say that it's the high likelihood that we will offer a different option for you all on Black Friday. So stay tuned for that. It will not be another challenge like this. It will be via email instead. We will drop an offer around Black Friday just to help people out who want to do some of the things that we coach on, but not ready to sign up for a 6-month program, and maybe not need as much help as a one-on-one program. Okay, so keep your eye out for that. If you're not on our mailing list, drop a note below and ask about that, because actually, you know what? If you want to get on the waiting list for Freedom Builders Elite 2.0, drop the word coach below. Or if you want to hear more about one-on-one coaching, any of those things, just drop the word coach below, and my team and I will get some information to you, all right? And we can answer any of your questions. The second question I've been getting recently is, what challenge are you doing in December? So we're not doing a challenge in December. We're not doing a masterclass. We're actually going to do a goal-setting workshop. I love setting goals, and this is the time I do it, usually like early December. And so I'm just going to do a goal setting session with you all, and it's probably going to take about 90 minutes. And it's probably going to be on a Saturday morning. So either the first or the second. I think it's going to be the first weekend in December, because the second weekend in December, I'm going to be in Israel. I think. No, I think I may be back by then. Anyways. It's going to be on a Saturday. It's going to be about an hour and a half. You're going to have a workbook to work through. There will be a private Zoom, so we will definitely have a registration page for this, and more info to come on that, okay? So those are the questions I've been getting, so I thought I would share them with you all. I hope this was fun for you. I hope it was helpful. I hope you can use many of the tips and tricks that we went through in this 3-day, very quick challenge that we've had. I hope it was helpful for you. I hope it was valuable for you. So thanks for hanging out with this. Again, I really want to hear the 5 things you're going to implement. I really want to see it below. So I hope you guys have a great Thursday. I'm going to go catch a football game at the high school stadium here as soon as I drop off. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week and a great weekend. Okay. And happy holidays.